Hey people, interested here for V3, Argus Desert Gate, blue team. We have two Lord Generals. First up is SorroWfuL LivED, and this is Gay Weed Dad 69. These guys are defensive heroes with some powerful support to fight ranged combat, and also add to this retinue of stormtroopers that they start with to give them more abilities and stuff. Kind of cheating, if you ask me. Alongside is Rags as a Warlock melee spellcaster that can leap into combat. This is Rags No Chin Conqueror, I think. A player from way back in the day, used to do a bunch of faction wars and stuff. Good to see them back. Everyone comes back in the end. You can't escape Dawn of War 2. Red team, we've got Velzavul as a Techmarine, starts off range combat, puts out a good damage, can also support with structures and repair. Alongside Hammerhead as a Mekboy, teleporting hero that fights range combat, puts out a good damage, can also support, disrupt, build structures and repair. Takes some shots of some Eldar, and round off the teams, it's everyone's favourite sorcerer. No one hates him or anything at all. It's the great Cornholio. This guy with some powerful battlefield manipulation and disruption can also hurt you pretty bad. He's taken a long way around to fire off some more doom bolts, I imagine. Maybe at the Lord General over there. Might get a model off him. There we go. Not quite. Losing those heretics immediately, Cornholio. Mid, Orks versus Eldar. Warlock jumping in. There's that Wild Banner doing its thing, buffing the damage and speed of all these Orks. And the Warlock not really wanting to tangle with those buffed up sluggers. Here's a squad of Howling Banshees, power melee squad that can slice up heavy armor pretty damn good. But they are more than happy slicing up lightly armored Orks too. What's going on west side? I think Mr. Gayweed Dad had some trouble early on alt-tabbing or something from the chat. So kind of left their side undefended or something. I don't know what happened. But the Sentinel's in trouble here. Okay, it lives. Guards, we need to get on some repairs though. Might see it kick off in the mid. And whoever gets through gets to cap the mid and get on the VP. So that's an important fight. And of course they're not... Oh, we go. I thought they were all going to not fight. Destructor... Oh, that's going to win the fight. That's going to win the engagement for the Eldar. That Destructor decimating those sluggers, taking almost half of their hit points off. Banshee's able to get in there and clean up and maybe chase these guys down here. They're very good at chasing with their fleet. Although it does lower their damage. 5 hit points on the sluggers. Down to 3. So close. Down to 1. I think they're going to get away though. Yes, they will. But the Eldar can do some capping in mid. Meanwhile, Cornholio still pushed back to the power. And it's getting bashed. Not sure who built a generator over there. That was an Orc generator. Orcs not known for their strategic planning. What's going on over here? Very red west side. Gay Weed Dad pushed back. Very strange start to the game. Both sides pushed all the way back. And mid is now turning all blue. But he didn't cap this stuff up. I'm not sure what those fellows were doing. These Dire Avengers here should have been capping the mid. Heretics with a Doom Blast. Bad news for Guardsmen. I don't think they even needed the Doom Blast. Those guys stayed in that fight way too long. I mean, the Sergeant has a melee weapon. But he's not any good in melee. He still does like single digit DPS, I think. Multi-laser turret is up. Havoc's on the field for Cornholio, and some Noise Marines could be able to hit back pretty hard here because SorroWfuL hasn't followed up with really much of anything. Does have ground pound. Now Catachin's on the way. It took a while though to get them on the field. Maybe because this power's been not very blue for quite a while. Big VP lead early on for blue. Assault squad on the field now for Velzavul, hanging out in the middle, fighting some Banshees, which is a dicey fight for both of those squads. Especially if the Assault Marines get the jump on the Banshees. Looters with their death gun. One of the cooler looking weapons in the game. Look, it's just like a bucket of bullets, which somehow works because Orks and all that. Warlock getting his natural victory point back and sending some Eldar up to the east side, including a Shuriken cannon. Power bashing now, covered by Havocs and buffed by Orks. Look at that. That's that more Daka global. I believe it reduced the cooldown of your weapon so it can fire more often. Almost a full bash. I don't think the Nose Marines want to stay in here. Those are Howling Banshees on the prowl, getting in behind the Havocs so easily with their fleet. Makes them so freaking dangerous, using their aspect of fleetness to jump over things as well, which is fun. Looter's doing some work, but Dire Avenger's able to get forward and then not do anything, just stand and take a Doom Box. There we go, they're getting in there. All reliable grenade launcher from the Catatrons, sending some allied Eldar flying. And that was a heal from the Lord General's medical sergeant guy. There he is in the white. Hands out medical packs to people, but he can't give them to the Lord General. Not sure what's up with that. 461 to 386. 1-to-1 cap. I see fire. What is this fire here? Is that the sorcerer? Yeah, probably sword of flame stuff. Down he goes. Hit back pretty well here, the blue team. And they're now bashing. They don't have noise marines, but enough las guns and little pew pew shuriken things, and he can bash power apparently. Another multi-laser turret going up. Can't discount the damage of these things. Let's go on the west side. Blue team do have the power back. Kind of. It's noded at least. Assault squad on retreat. Poor guardsman can't really stand and trade this early on with no upgrades and stuff. Carapace armor's in play. Gayweed Dad struggling to hold the power over here. A true tragedy of our times. East side kicking off big style. Banshees in the back lines where, but they saw heretics moving in, I think, and got the hell out of it. We saw the turret there scuttled or salvaged, whatever we want to call it, by SorroWfuL. That gives him a portion of the resources back, and of course denies your enemy red and XP for taking it down. Sorcerer consuming some heretics. Level 2 could do that to heal the sorcerer and also give him some energy back to throw out some more doom bolts. Heavy bolter from the heavy weapon squad, not able to stay in play, but might set up again. Here we go. Sorcerer can teleport though, yeah, so might as well just run away. Are we going to see another power bash? It's very back and forward on the east side. What's this? Sneaky scouts capping. And still Space Marines camping out on this power, dropping some Marines there though. Need to tie up this Techmarine in melee combat, I think, because he's going to... yeah, he's going to drop some guardsmen in heavy cover with his bolter. Look at that. Or not. Just stand and shoot him then. 447 to 332. That contested power in the mid completely populated with blue generators here. Risky strategy. But hey, they didn't have the west side for very long, the power, so might be helping them out a hell of a lot here. Tier 2 all round Gayweed Dad with stormtroopers. Rags. Might want to get some Wraith Guard up because there's Noise Marines and some setup teams up here. Triple. And some Daka on the gens. Can you defend it, Eldar? Maybe. It's like Banshees are on the way. But it's a dicey approach with Death Gun covering it. Triple cap for red team still. Gayweed Dad. Can't get out of here. Can't get out of power. Sorcerer mixing it up with some guardsmen. Catatrons are there. And those guys do have power melee, so they are a threat to the sorcerer at low levels. Ouch. Blast Master now in play. Wow. Killing like 6 models on its first shot. But it looks like blue team are going to push through. Yes, they are. It seems like both teams are able to push through at will on this east side. Whenever they come back onto the field, they're getting through. Assault squad on retreat. Might be able to chop up some Banshees, maybe. Down to 2 models, though. 3-2-1 to 3-3-2. Here we go. They are paying attention. Smack, smack, guard. I can't get a model, though. Banshees with their Exarch. Those dual-wielded power swords looking very cool. But can she kill some stuff? Look at this. Gayweed Dad is pushing up the west side now. Well done. Red team have both of the naturals but not the contested, and more power bashing. I do like me a lot of power bashing in the game. Chimera on the field for LivED Dad, and the Manticore on the way for SorroWfuL LivED. Stone Guard veterans for Velzavul goes tier 3. That is a big risk. He has absolutely no power and might see himself get bashed on this side by the Imperial Guard. Stormtroopers with their assault kit. Is it kicking off in the mid? Not really. Red team just capping stuff. Mekboy up for Hammerhead. Awesome sub-commander for Orks can disrupt the crap out of stuff when you're fighting an all-infantry army. Super, super effective. Couldn't quite finish the power bash. We do have flamers up for this guardsman, and they have their commissar who can actually fight that guy. He can actually do some work. And plasma guns on the other fellas. But again, don't get into melee. Kicking off in the mid. What vomit? Looks like it completely missed the Banshees, who are able to get in here. Sluggers do have their knob leader, makes them much more dangerous. Warlock with the Witchblade of Furnace and a Cloak of Shadows. Orks seem to kind of forget that they had the superior numbers there and were backing off, and then suddenly remembered, hang on lads, we can fight these space elves over here. East side looking very blue. Tzeentch Shrine. Tzeentchian, I think, is the correct term, which someone pointed out at some point. Chaos Dreadnought needs some repairs and getting it. No sign of... Oh, we do have an autocannon. There is some anti-vehicle and a melter gun Lord General. His 2 Stormtrooper fellas will also get melter guns, which is handy. Sentinel actually used quite well by SorroWfuL LivED so far. There we see that Tzeentch Shrine shooting out those doom bolts. Not able to stabilize the east side, but they're still here in play on the blue team. That's a Manticore strike. That would have finished off the Havocs if it hit a little bit better, because he didn't retreat them there. Now it retreats them. 269, 313. It's been a really messy series of engages on the east side. Nobody's fought a clean fight and won a clean fight yet. Seems to be massive losses both sides. Here comes a Dreadnought. Getting repairs, shooting this autocannon, generally having a good time. No Bright Lance. Tier 3 for Rags. Mostly no Rags as using an Ork. Vanguard veterans now. Power melee squad, not a massive threat to the Chimera, but they can get a Power Fist upgrade. Look at that, for some disruption there. Those guys reinforcing off the Chimera, but they are bleeding so much requisition. LivED Dad does have a lot of it though. I don't think he's too bothered. I would just put the guardsmen inside so they can shoot the stuff out of it. I guess there are people inside already. 261, 313. Vanguard veterans tanking so much there. Up to 2420 hit points at level 3. Wow. Uh-oh. Ethereal Slash on retreat. Killed the model, I think. Sneaky Warlock. He's level 3. East side is turning blue, maybe? Maybe. Lord General's trying. Here comes some Orks, though. Painboy's on the field. Great support for the sluggers with his healing abilities. Can I select you, Mr. Painboy? I guess not. She's not letting me. There we go. That git sauce. And maybe another power bash. Because why not? Looks like some mines were thrown out by the mech. Yeah, he's got his proximity mines. Can they get a full bash again? 249 to 313. Don't see any tier 3 units on the field. But LivED Dad is doing a hell of a lot better on this west side. Velzavul going tier 3 hasn't really paid off. He's got his Vanguard veterans, but not a whole lot else. Not sure how he's going to defend against this power bash. I guess Vanguard veterans jumping on the guardsman is how. But he should be able to win this fight. There's a merciless strike which went the wrong way. Maybe a grenade. Miss the stormtroopers. Nope. Gonna get wrecked is what is going to happen. Might lose them. Almost lost them. They're going to jump again. But it's going to be a weird staggered jump. And they're not going to be able to get the attacks off. One of the models stuck behind a requisition point there, I think, momentarily. Mekboy went down. I see lots of fire. Chaotic, demonic fire. That was probably a dark flames that went down over here. One of the Sorcerer's Globals. And now capping with CSM. Blastmaster is in play. We've got another... It's the same shrine, I think. Slaughter activated on the CSM. Doing some more damage with the ranged weapons. Can also switch to a melee loadout while that's activated, which is pretty useful. Kicking off big time. Here's the Chimera help from LivED Dad. Doesn't want to take a Blastmaster hit to rear armor, that's for sure. Can they get back on this VP here, the blue team? Look at those buffs from the Lord General. Carapace armor. Very little war gear for SorroWfuL LivED. Just those melters. You'd think a big AoE buff would be pretty useful up here. Looter's still in play. The shrine doing some work. Uh-oh, here's a fire prism. Could make it very difficult for red team to cap this side. Down goes a shrine very, very quickly. Sentinel, level 3 Sentinel with missile launcher. Warp Vomit setting up some good shots for the weird boy. Blue team can't get this VP. Sorcerer might not live though. Maybe. Looks like he is going to get away. This Dreadnought getting way too close. Maybe he knows that he can teleport it out with Warp. I think that was it. That was it. Gets it out of there. Vanguard veterans now level 4, up to 2662 hit points. Good grief. They've got the VP decapped, it looks like. Now the Techmarine, this is ill-advised combat. Goes down to the Warlock, who had the Witchblade of Cornholio, which is like 70 DPS or something, isn't it? Yeah, almost 72 DPS power melee. Power melee even. Didn't want to fight that guy, Mr. Techmarine. Stick bombers for Hammerhead, always fun. They throw stick bombs, as you may have guessed. Oh, look at this. Lehman Russ delivery. Uh-oh. Instantly takes a rear armor hit. Need to turn this thing around. Manticore strike. Spotted it early, gets off the field. That stick bomber fella got knocked over, but didn't seem to take any damage. I guess it was right on the edge of one of those rockets. More repairs, 158 to 313 on the VPs. Manticore pushing all the way up here. What's this? A dead Lord General, maybe? Very, very close. Oh. Pissed off the Space Elf again. That did look pretty cool. He kind of came jumping in and it instantly did an ethereal slash. And here's Seat Council. Speaking of cool melee squads, these guys are awesome. They can also jump around. Have a bunch of power melee damage. Also, passive AoE buffs, which are useful. Grenades on retreat. Nope. West side. Vanguard veterans continue to bully everyone. And are now trying to power bash the contested power here. They still have that node, the blue team. 158 to 302. More consuming for the Sorcerer. He's level 4. Land Raider Redeemer for Velzavul. Is he going to take it east side? You would think so. Unless he pushes against the natural VP and tries to camp it. Another Lehman Russ on the way for LivED Dad. Was the oh, this one was SorroWfuL LivED. Okay. Great unclean one now for Great Cornholio. Down goes the Dreadnought, couldn't save it. Power Melee doing the job in the end. I guess the Leman Russ and the Fire Prism helped out a hell of a lot there. 2-1 cap for blue. Nurgly Vomit misses. There's that Land Raider doing its thing. Super unit for Space Marines acts as a mobile base of sorts. You can retreat back to it, reinforce off it. And it also packs a whole bunch of weaponry. Flamestorm cannons, twin linked assault cannon, and a multi-melter on top. Not to mention the awesome frag assault, which is a bunch of explosions coming at the front of your Land Raider. I'm not sure if that's a thing on tabletop and stuff. The Land Raider can do that. Orks pushing through onto the VP. Uh-oh. Land Raider, sorry, looted tank doesn't want to fight a Leman Russ 1v1. So moves the hell away. What am I hearing? I'm hearing explosions. Here's the Leman Russ of Gay Weed Dad. Also has some Kasrkin with plasma guns. That's a hell of a lot of damage. Uh-oh. Orks eating a Manticore flush. Those guys, lucky they retreated. It would have finished them off. Did a big chunk of damage to the looted tank as well. Where's the Techmarine at? Here he comes. This guy can repair. So I've got his Signum armor, which is useful. Blue team getting a natural back. Vanguard veterans kicking off this fight here. Land Raider happy to push way far forward, which is dangerous, especially against an Eldar enemy who can drop an Eldritch Storm on your face. Fire Prisms getting big shots in from long range too. Leman Russ coming in from the flank. Yeah, it's a bad place to be fighting Land Raider, I think. Bad place to be for this looted tank too. Rocks, though, takes out one of the Fire Prisms. Nicely done by Hammerhead. Good time to drop a Rocks. 158 to 229. Beamy Looters getting shots in on the Leman Russ here. Can they get another one? They can. Now Stone Guard trying to finish it off with those Vengeance rounds on rear armor. The accuracy will be lowered by running like this, but looks like they're going to get it here. And they do get it. Well done. Now you need to run, fellas, I think. Maybe? There we go. So run back to the Land Raider, of course. Great unclean ones are waddling around, having a good time. Eating some guardsmen and Eldar here and there. Blastmaster misfiring. 158 to 201. Gay Weed Dad still not happy about the start of the game. I don't think they were fully ready or something. I'm upset they didn't pause. You can't actually pause the multiplayer game, my friend. Not sure what they mean. Maybe they mean, hey, stop the countdown before the game starts, kind of thing. 1-to-1 cap. Vanguard veterans have been an absolute terror. Blue team have the east side. All they need to do is get back on the natural, maybe drop a good Eldritch Storm. Rags. Land Raider has backed off a bit. So Council trying to do it all. Needs some support here, does Rags. Uh-oh, rocket run. Might kill this Pain Boy. Maybe. He lives, I think. He does live. 12 hit points. Yeah, it's going to be really hard to push against it. Not sure how long blue team can hold that VP for. Took a shot at a mine, I think. These guys need to actually do something. Either bash the power or come and help in the mid, I think. Are those flash kits? They are flash kits. They have their Git Finders, which is a really good name for a thing. Level 3 Stormtroopers trying to burst fire down this Chaos Sorcerer who now has the Icon of Tzeentch. Red team just taking this VP back at will, pretty much. Terminator's called in for Velzavul. East side. Red team going for a triple cap by coming over here, I guess. That's one of the squads off the field. But can they get the Vanguard veterans out here? Double Leman Russes, you would think so. The heavy turret doesn't seem to be firing at anything. It's glitched. I think you can fix that by actually targeting it, but I think LivED is not paying attention over here. 93 to 190. Man, Vanguard veterans. Big value. Cyclone missile launcher trying to get a shot off here, maybe. I think that's it. There it is. Looks like the Leman Russ avoids the most of it. It's going on mid. Blue team still fighting over the natural VP here. Rags getting chased off. That was some friendly fire from the Blastmaster. Orks shrugging it off. Chaos Terminators now. Getting their Reaper autocannon for Cornholio. LivED Dad now trying to recover with a Leman Russ. And yes, I am going to keep saying that name. I'm not going to shorten it to Weed Dad or anything. Looters here. That Beam with Death Gun. They have a hell of a lot of AV. The red team here. The autocannon, the looted tank, the beamy death gun, even a Land Raider could get close with its multi-melter and do some work. Going to be tough. I'm very surprised we haven't seen an Eldritch Storm yet. Maybe he's really waiting to get eyes on that Land Raider again. SorroWfuL trying to valiantly fight this east side against the terrifying Vanguard veterans. Hadatrons are not going to get out of here, I don't think. Oh, hey, maybe. This fella got away. He's a sergeant with the motor gun. They get away. 1-to-1 cap now. Red team happy to kind of sit mid and not really help out too much on the east side. They're leaving it to Velzavul, which is, with, of course, the west side player. Massive engagement here now. Crazy stuff. I see another shrine up there from Cornholio. Everything rallying around a Land Raider. It's going to be so tough for the blue team to get back into this. Losses now for Rags. Just couldn't hold on. Terminator's on the threat. Oh, they do have the teleport, okay. And there's a double cap now. These fellas, of course, can't cap that point. Those Land Raiders. Leman Russes even. Nobody vomit. And a Dark Flames. Nasty combo. That's a Basilisk creeping barrage. Not much of a threat to a great unclean one. And red team are going to see this out, I think. With a double or a 2-to-1 or something. Blue team are back over it. I think Rags must have dropped a nuke somewhere. I don't see the swirly pattern of the Eldritch Storm anywhere. Certainly missing a lot of red. I don't know. So a bunch of shooting going on. Lord General has his Commissar retinue fella who can help him cap, maybe. Here we go. Down to 20 VPs. Just imploded. Rocket Run was going for that blob of Orks, but they moved, I think. Didn't really do a whole lot. Yeah, the Imperial Guard nuke, not very effective against large targets or vehicles in general, really. Great against infantry if you can hit it. 13 to 190, 1-to-1 cap. Blue team sitting on the east side. But they need this natural back. Chaos Terminator is now trying to cap. Land Raider has edged forward a little bit. Ouch. A very dead Warlock. There's that 2-to-1 and that might be the game. Especially since Velzavul is harassing this east side, is not letting it lie. Vanguard veterans with their power fist now at level 4, doing some real damage. Finishing off the Land Raider, the Lima Russ, yes they do. Anticore in the middle of getting a shot off. Look at that, hit the first rocket pretty damn good on those Vanguard veterans. But they can shrug it off. They got huge amounts of hit points. Well, they have it. Poor start for our favourite Lord General over here, Gay Weed Dad on this west side. Some kind of trouble starting off, not sure what happened. But came back into it. They just lost too much stuff in the end. The old blue team couldn't hold the mid. Red team were very strong and very much focused on the mid. Usually on this map you'll see two players focus heavily on the east side, but they kind of, I think, sensed the weakness of the blue team and came and pushed over it. And with the Land Raider backing them up, wasn't a whole lot blue team could do. They were on the back foot for quite a while there. Let's look at these heroes end of the game. Level 5 Lord General with a Commissar retinue member for SorroWfuL and a Melter gun. Melter guns, I should say. Level 7 Warlock had the Witchblade of Kurnus, Cloak of Shadows. And this Lord General, I don't know what he had. Oh, he's got Melter gun as well. There we go. Techmarine level 7. Also a Melter gun. Melter guns all round. Signum armor and refractor field. Mekboy level 2 and down. Looks like he's got his big shooter there. And a level 7 sorcerer with Sword of Flame, Vestments of the Warp, and Icon of Tzeentch. A pretty weird game, but there you have it, guys. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you next time.